Welcome back to the Muppet Monster Adventure Let's Play. In this part, we'll be doing Feeling Flushed. It's the final level of Village of the Darned, and there's something kind of interesting with this level and the boss after it. And I think that's kind of where a bit of confusion comes in, because like I said before, the boss comes before the world it's representing. But as you see at this level, it's a sewer level of sorts. Um, like sewers, plumbing kind of theme, and the next boss fight is actually also like in a sewery area. So I don't know if they were just trying to like do some sort of like transition, or if it's just coincidental. But yeah, like I was saying, the theme of this world is very varied. We have the like old Amishy kind of country level. Then we get like the Arab region level, and then now we have what seems to be a pretty modern uh, looking like sewer level. But once again, it seems like we're just attacking innocent people. They're just robots and plumbers who are just trying to like fix the pipelines and sort things out. It seems, but we're just interrupting their work. And I think as well, if you're in the if you're like sorting out pipes and a frog comes out, you probably are gonna like stop the frog from doing something. This level also has a secret feature that the golden clapperboard is needed for. This one isn't as cryptic because you can actually see the opening when you glide over, but yeah, if you need an extra hit point and if you're missing the last few things, it's in there. A strange thing with this level is we got like those enemies, the big guys, uh, with the wrenches, and they're just like most standard big enemies in this. But then we actually have uh, an enemy that fires projectiles and can only be spun, so you actually have to get up close with them. And then there's these flying robot characters, and they don't drop any like evil energy for some reason. But yeah, and another like thing here is they actually made it so uh, rather than just keeping things like simple for people, uh, they made it so you have to use this block in like more than one place if you want to get everywhere, and push it along the corridor. This level also reuses the music from Hallways of Doom. Yeah, that level. So again, another case where there's a reused track. I think I think probably if you don't, I think the second world actually is the only world that has an original track in every level. Every world has at least one reused track, and then even then the the second level of World 2 actually has part of its track reused for another track. So this puzzle is kind of interesting. You have to put it on just the correctly numbered spots, and then it'll open the next door, and then you can and then you can get the next block and then move it to the next switch. And you have to do it by order. It doesn't work if you do them out of order. But then it actually gives it's for a Muppet token, but it also opens up another room in the back there that we can see. And it's not very often that other collectibles are hidden behind Muppet token. Usually they're just kind of adjacent to each other. You don't need to do a Muppet token challenge to get access to evil energy. But yeah, there's not really any challenge to this. It's just can you push this block fast enough? And as you can see, we got like nearly 50 seconds on the clock, so obviously we can. The Pepper is like, here you go, here's a Muppet token, now get out my sight. I need to find other ways to make you do stuff for me, even though I'm supposed to be the one helping you. At least we got another life from that. Not that we really need them, they've got plenty. No, Robin. Do it from that side, yeah. Yeah, the first part of this level can be a bit slow. The thing is with this level is I'm not going as quickly as I probably could, because this is that level where I've only played it a couple of times, as opposed to like the other levels where I've played them quite a few times, so I remember stuff. When I was younger and we had the disc that was pretty badly scratched, it meant that this level would only very occasionally load. And so it never really got to play it, only like a couple of times ever. Because if I tried to enter it, the loading screen would get stuck. Those enemies are very annoying at this stage. So I don't know this level that well, because I'm not as practiced due to like limited access. Yeah, this was the level that could occasionally load, but the other two that I've mentioned before that wouldn't. Well, one occasionally loaded, but the other just never load. And that was until I got the other disc. But yeah, right now we're opening these weird fan things, so we can just open another switch and avoid our Spyro 1 styled purple sludge that's being mixed. So are we actually in a sewer? Are we in like a power plant? Maybe we're in an energy plant's like toxic dumping like waste facility thing. I guess that would explain how I said in the previous level how they probably that's what happened to those animals in the river vial. That's how they got all mutated. It's because this like waste has been dumped into the water supply. I hope you guys like the Beast Makers from Spyro 1, because we got pads that electrocute us, a bit like the water actually in Grave Matters. I guess they like mixing electricity and water together in this game, which is obviously something very dangerous in real life. But this is Muppets we're talking about. where we have a alien whatever being shot out of a cannon into walls, and everyone's okay with that. And the fact that he also hits on chickens. Yeah, the world of Muppets is a strange one, to say the least. That is. But yeah, this level actually uses the chicken quite a bit. Thing I like about the chicken is it usually likes to auto aim, and I tried to be clever there and tried to hit Rizzo with it, which I ended up doing at least. So that's an easy way to just instead of chasing him around. And unfortunately, we got to see Robin's skeleton there, and I guess he's going to be feeling that in the morning, and I don't know, might have a bit of trauma. I don't actually know what happens if you get electrocuted and it's your last. I think he just faints when you, if it's not being burnt or being or drowning. I think Robin just faints at any time he has his last hit. I believe in my speed run, I did die like once or twice in this level. I was trying to rush it too much and ended up being pretty careless. That there, I was trying to show off how if you throw a chicken if you stood right at a wall and you throw the chicken, it for some reason like multiplies the sound effect of the chicken being thrown. Which is something I only found out because I was just messing around when I was younger in the hallways of Doom and just trying to throw the chicken everywhere. But yeah, that's another Muppet token. We're not too far off actually from the end of this level. The only problem is there's a very long-winded section that requires a lot of switches and once again back and forth. If there's one thing that this game is known for in its level design is there's a lot of going one direction and having to turn around again. But other than that, it's pretty solid. Yeah, very good. So for this bit, it wants us to do a whole load of switches just to get a bridge open, so then we can actually move across to the next bit. The only problem is they made it a bit more long-winded than they needed it to by putting platforms that are ever so slightly taller than Robin's jump, just so that we'd have to use this pad and then go back to it again. I wonder actually if I'd gone on the little silver platform whether it would have if I'd gone on the little silver platform, would that have actually made me go high enough? Now we actually get to swim through these pipes. You'd think a sewer level like this there'd be a bit more swimming, but I think they were trying to save that for later because actually the next world is the water world with Kevin Costner. No, it's like the swimming world. Because even if it isn't just about being underwater, there's usually a world that emphasizes swimming a bit more in these kind of games. So now that that bridge is done, we can then go back again so that we may get across just to get on that little box there. Because as I tried to do, nope, you can't sequence break. So we have to keep things difficult and take the swimming through the pipe method again. And then, once we're through that pipe, we just go across that bridge, kill the last worker, possibly the last worker in the facility. So I don't know what the boss is thinking. Like, imagine if he comes back and there's all these there's all these knocked out workers. Would he be like, "Oh, what happened here?" Would he just be like, "Get back to work, you slackers"? All I needed for you to do was just, loosen up a washer or two, and I just find you sleeping on the job. Oh, and even destroyed a fan for the water. So so I guess Robin's actually destroyed the jobs of many people. And we have here enemies back from the River Vale again. So I guess maybe they were also from the result of the toxic dumping. So why else would they be here? And I guess they went through the like the pipelines and ended up in the river. So I suppose there is a connection between the worlds after all, and not just the similarity of like the boss fights and stuff. Oh wait, there's two more workers. Now there's one more worker. They're pretty brave, aren't they, watching their brethren die in front of them. And here's Pepe to tell us, "Hey stupid, go get the other switch." A phrase also said by very bratty children when their parents buy them the wrong coloured Nintendo Switch. Just 10 more you've managed to get, and luckily for us it's just a single 10 thing. With that, the level is complete. Huzzah. And back to Doctor Who land once again, as we arrive in the hub. Because saying what's going on the screen is very insightful. But in the next part we will be doing the fourth boss, which is the Muck Monster. So we'll see you then.